beginning of the year, first semester, I was like on the verge of failing my courses.
Working. Like my dad gets up every day 7 o'clock and he comes home every night probably like 10, 11 o'clock. Obviously before curfew, but
For me was because every wedding has like nice food and stuff. But that wedding didn't have nice food. And that's what it's like to put. Yeah.
And then I remember lockdown came and then everything just stopped. Like a dead still for like 3 months.
Yeah. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. So
And as much as I work hard, I try to look up to him because he also works really hard as well. And then,
and what about the relationship you two guys have? Like, how you guys? No, not in that voice.
like it's crazy to think that people this is their job.
Yes.
Doing what they love is their job.
Yeah.
The question: what was your first like memorable what like picture that you guys actually took?
The chicken shots unplanned. I walked to the car and I was like, he's wearing the same clothes.
That was actually the day I met.
Yeah, that was the day we met. Yeah.
Moody, so.
Another episode of the Cut Podcast. My name is Twaha, also known as the Curious Nerd, and today we've got a full house, 4 guests with us, and a very special guest videographer as well. But I'll let everyone introduce themselves. So starting on to our right, let's go.
My name is Moody Visuals. I'm a creative director and videographer. Yeah.
Like you're gonna say more.
Nah, I said the point.
The name will probably say it by itself.
Hi everyone, I'm Shaik Shots. I'm a photographer. I work alongside Moody Visuals with these music videos and I shoot the behind the scenes.
Hello everybody, I'm Boy Fargo and I'm not as important as the others. I'm just a cut show staff member who's normally behind the scenes.
Yeah, and we've got, as you can see, we've got different change, and like I said, we've got an upgrade, different angles, different views, and better content. So, I mean, just to start us off, I know a lot of people know who Moody Visuals is. I don't need to introduce you to everyone and whatnot, but what I want to focus on is not on that, but on your journey to where you are now. So if you can start us from the beginning, like the very beginning.
The very beginning. Okay. It's actually funny because I started off with Photoshop art. I didn't start off with videography. I started off with Photoshop art, and then I occasionally started with photography, and I'd take some pictures here and there. And then I'd manipulate it in a way in Photoshop, and I used to enjoy that because I used to see, okay, I can take something so basic and turn it into something so insane that's like no one would think it's possible. And then I was watching YouTube tutorials one day on Photoshop, and then I stumbled across Sam Calder. He's a travel videographer. So I stumbled across his videos and I was watching his videos and I was amazed. I was like, people get paid to travel and create content like this. Like it's crazy to think that people this is their job. Doing what they love is their job. And I slowly fell in love with the art of storytelling through video. And then I started shooting video, and then each video I did, I got better and better and tried to learn new things and learning new tutorials and just trying to improve my craft. And then I slowly fell in love with it to the point where I ditched Photoshop art, I ditched photography, and I'm only focusing on videography because it's strictly something that I enjoy, and I feel like it's something I can be very creative with. There's like no cap to it. You can do whatever you want to do, and in the day and age, everything is improving. There's new transitions out, there's new effects out, there's new ways to tell a story. So I truly enjoy videography, and that's why I focus more on that.
Yeah, and wait, first of all, how old are you?
18.
How old?
I'm 18.
18, so probably the youngest guest.
Yeah, the youngest guest. So you probably will sign somewhere saying that you hold the record for the youngest guest.
The youngest being member. So just on that, and what age was this when
I started?
Yeah.
This was in 2017. I think I was 14. Yeah, I was 14.
Yeah.
And when did you get your first professional camera, or just a camera to you?
My dad had this old Canon 1100D, and then I started with that. And then I think a few months later, they actually saw that I was taking it seriously and I was enjoying it. And so then my rents actually bought me the Canon 80D. And so then from there, I just started working and accumulating more money as I'm getting jobs. And then I just upgraded my kit as time went on.
Okay, just to jump to Ameen, because I'm sure he's also got he's got his story to tell. What about you? When did you start your journey?
Okay, my photography journey actually started with photography.
You went straight to the point.
Yeah, so I started when I was in grade 10, which was 2017. So I was 16 at the time. I started off with my sister's camera actually. So my sister actually got that camera when I was in grade 6.
Is it?
which was in 2012. 2012. And
Was
I only
she-
started using.
Was she a photographer?
She was a photographer,
okay.
but she mainly did weddings and
Oh.
fashion photography.
Oh, okay.
So I only started taking an interest when I was like in grade 10. I was like, "Well, this is actually amazing." And I stumbled upon Brandon Wolfel. I'm not sure if you know who that is. Okay, he's a portrait photographer, but he plays with like lights and all of that. So I was like, "This is what I want to do. This is amazing." And then I actually started taking it seriously, and to this day, I'm still using that same camera.
Wow.
Wow.
Upgrade soon.
Upgrade soon.
If there's any sponsors out there,
Yeah, I mean, love a new camera.
Don't we all need sponsors?
My DMs are open.
But then on the thing, okay, so let's move away from the cameras for a bit. And what about the relationship you two guys have? Like, how you guys? No, not in that we're saying.
Pause.
I actually thought they were brothers.
A lot of people think that because some people say we look the same.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you guys brothers or cousins? I'm like, nah, we're not even family.
You guys come to the podcast, got the
We're
same
in the
chicken
same
shit going on. Same haircut style.
And this is the chicken shot's unplanned. I walked to the car and I was like, he's wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do you guys know each other?
You gonna what's that?
You can explain
Okay.
this story. Yeah.
So we met through mutual friends. A friend of ours does customizes sneakers, Air Force Ones.
Oh.
And Ameen used to take his photos. And then I was close friends with him, and then I met Ameen through him. And then slowly I was like, okay, this kid's actually good. Like he's a good photographer, and he has the same passion and drive that I have. And I was like, we connected on that level with the work rate and stuff. And as much as I work hard, I try to look up to him because he also works really hard as well. And then we became closer and closer. Like without the photography and videography aside, we became really good friends. And then from there, I was thinking like when we work together, we always like create something amazing. And I was thinking of ways to implement him in what I do and him implement me in what he does. And so we were thinking of ways, and then eventually I realized that a lot of these music videos that I do, the only promo that they have are the actual music video and maybe trailer that I give to them. So now what I do is when I pitch to a client, I say, okay, I have someone that works with me. He will take all the behind the scenes photographers. He will take pictures of you on set as well, which you can use for the thumbnail, the cover art, which you can use to build hype for the music video. And then, we started building a working relationship. And I don't feel like it's a working relationship because we're such good friends that on set we just still ourselves. We catch on nonsense, we go on, make jokes and stuff.
So what was, so now you're talking about, getting paid for the jobs and stuff like that. And I mean, like you said, what were you when you started? When did you first what age were you when you first did your first professional video?
Sure. I think 15.
15.
Because my birthday is in November and I started on the 3rd of June, which is when I was still 14. And I remember for the first few months I was just messing around. And then I got my first job, I think end of the year or beginning of the next year.
And it was a paid job.
Yeah, but it was like for nothing. but for me it was like, wow.
Exactly.
This is crazy because I saw people getting paid for this and I was like, wait, I'm getting paid for this. And I'm 15, like there's so much potential I can still unlock.
Yeah.
That is true.
And on your side?
Yeah, my first paid job. It's actually a wedding. I actually started off with weddings, but then throughout the time, I did like probably 4 or 5 weddings. And I think the last wedding, I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, same.
Well, I think one of the reasons I said it's not for me was because every wedding has like nice food and stuff. But that wedding didn't have nice food.
And that's what it's the point.
Yeah, so I was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. So yeah.
Can I just ask you guys a question? What was your first like memorable picture that you guys actually took like with your cameras? Like when you took this picture, like
for him a picture and for me a video. Or
I thought you started with a video.
Yeah.
But didn't you start first with a small pictures or something?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I didn't do anything professional in that sense. It was more just me with my friends, like messing around.
Oh, okay.
So the professional part came in with the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
Yeah, man. I think it's...
You still have it.
He's like, let me show you.
Instagram page.
Yeah,
I think.
we will pull it up. We will pull it
Let
up.
me just...
But while he's finding...
where's that one now? It's not on my Instagram page anymore. But yeah.
It's like psychic thought.
But it was of a smoke bomb, but the smoke was covering the girl's face, but it looked like a mask over her face. And that was actually a photo walk, so it was a free job. And I was the only one who got like a decent photo out of that.
Of everyone.
Because the smoke was just moving everywhere, and just that moment I got one picture,
One picture.
which was amazing. Yeah.
Nah, that is
Yeah.
nice.
But stepping away from, since we've covered most of the
Yeah.
talks regarding the videography and photography, different podcasts, what I was also very curious to know is from your guys being students, you matriculated already
Yeah, matriculated last year.
last year. Oh, congratulations.
COVID year.
You also matriculated.
I matriculated 2 years ago.
He's a year older
Yeah.
than me.
I'm a year
Ah,
older.
shame, man.
Okay. So
You had to attend school.
so just going back to how did your life be affected that you were doing professional shoots and you still had studies?
Yeah, last year was quite hectic because last year was firstly matric, secondly it was COVID year, and thirdly I think it was so far my best year in my career wise, because in the beginning of the year I started off and I shot after movies for Youngster and Shakine at the K-Day Festival, and then from there it just started keep going, and then I remember lockdown came and then everything just stopped, like it did still for like 3 months, and then from there I shot one video for Youngster and then it just never stopped again. I think last year we shot 6-7 music videos for him alone, and then overall I shot over 20 music videos last year in COVID year and during matric while I'm writing exams. So what I do is I'd write the exam, I'd go home, I'd go shoot, I'd come home, I'd edit, and then the night before the exam I'd study, and hopefully I do well with the exam. And then I come home from the next exam and I just go shoot again.
Yeah.
It's crazy because to think that my parents also supported me in that sense because they could see that I'm bringing the results on both ends, school and my career-wise, so they supported me.
Speaking about hard work, that's a lot of hard work. So I just want to know, how are you able to top that? Because you said he's even more hardworking than you.
Okay, sorry, I put you on the spot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm currently studying at UCT. I'm studying a Bachelor of Engineering in Construction Management.
Yeah.
So balancing photography and studies, that's an extreme sport.
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
true.
extreme sport.
It's true.
Because I would wake up for class, he would phone me, we're going on a shoot, go on the shoot, come back, probably write a test or exam.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have time to study, so I just write the exam like blank. And I was like, beginning of the year, first semester, I was like on the verge of failing my courses. So I had to find that balance of photography and studying. And that was quite hard. But now I think I have it like
In the balance.
in the
Nah,
balance.
I don't think so, to be honest.
And what you planning to do? Are you gonna
I am
study
studying at the moment also.
Oh,
I'm studying digital marketing. So, so the plan with that is eventually I'm done to hopefully open up a production company so I can take my videography skills with the marketing skills and put it together. And then open a production company that offers basically everything to clients.
Yeah.
Like the one-stop shop. Instead of going to an agency, to go through the agency to meet so-and-so, you just come to the production company and they offer you everything.
Yeah. I know just a bit of reading I did on your background. Your grandfather, I think I can't remember, your father, your grandfather, one of them owned a butchery, and then
My father used to own a butchery.
used to own a butchery. So you come from a background of entrepreneurs or sort.
Yeah. My dad owns a restaurant and my grandpa owns a restaurant.
So how did they roles in your life? How did they play a role?
Well, I mean, first of all, they're both very hardworking. Like my dad gets up every day, 7 o'clock, and he comes home every night, probably like 10, 11 o'clock. Obviously before curfew, but he's, I think I've But my dad's a workaholic, and seeing him being like that is just, for me, it just feels normal. And my mom as well, she runs multiple businesses. So to see my parents and my grandparents be such workaholics and so invested in what they do, it just felt right to do the same thing, and it felt natural, and I'm doing it with enjoyment at the same time. So I feel like I'm slaving away because I'm doing something I enjoy.
Yeah. And obviously you said you have very full support, right? Which obviously helped you to continue doing what you need to do without any worries. What about your side, Ameen?
Yo, my side. My parents are very supportive. They actually very supportive. Yo, might be killed. Okay. But yeah, like when I started, they were like, "Oh, it's just like a hobby or something."
Yeah. For Instagram.
Like, because when I was younger, I was like, "I want to be an engineer. I want to be an engineer." And then they were like, "Yeah, photography can be a hobby and stuff." But now they're like, "This can actually be like your career." Like before, they didn't believe it. Like you couldn't make a living out of this. But now they're looking at it and like, okay.
I just wanted to ask you, so based on that, like, do you believe, like, based on the background and the parents and the culture that most of us are in, like your parents only start taking your
I think I know where this is going, but carry on.
your career seriously when you start bringing in an income.
Yes.
Definitely.
and I don't like that society's like this, because the thing is, you grow up, let's say, go to school, after school go study law, medicine or something.
Yes.
Whereas that child might have potential to do something in the creative industry.
Yes.
And there is money in the creative industry. You can make more money than what teachers can make. And it's crazy because parents and people don't see this. Like your child could be enjoying themselves and making more money than you forcing them to go do something that they don't like and making minimum wage.
That is true.
So I truly think that some parents may only take their child seriously when the money starts rolling in.
Yeah.
But I feel like all parents should give their child the opportunity to figure out what they like, try different things, because you never know, maybe they have potential to be maybe the next best graphic designer or musician or something.
Definitely. There's this one analogy thing I always say, which is basically that, like right now, us sitting here, I think you found your craft.
Yeah.
I've got so many of them that I don't know which one is the one. But it's that you never know that juggling, for example, balls, right, is like your talent. Like you don't even know it, right? Like you're pro at that.
Exactly.
You can take 10 balls, 20 balls, and you can juggle them. It's like a wrong analogy. But, like that's your talent. You're good at that, and you're like probably the best in the world or something. But just because of how we are told that, almost to limit the risk of us like making something of ourselves and making money and going in the cycle. We have to go through school, have to go through this. So we put all that aside. You never find your hidden talent.
True.
And I also always say this, but I don't know if I can say this because it's that like I always believe like the education system is somehow rigged a bit.
It is. It's basically like a prison.
Wait. You still studying?
But university is different from school. You go to school at a specific time. You leave at a specific time. You eat when they tell you to eat. You go on a break when they tell you to go on a break. It's like. And a lot of schools don't offer creative arts.
I was talking about that. Even if I don't even know if schools offer like woodwork and stuff anymore, like how they used to do. So what I'm basically saying is that like you only taught, even the teachers, even the universities that come and say what you want to be like after the matric, is that it's either you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, or physiotherapist, whatever it is. Like there's so many fields, especially now with technology. Like YouTubers are making more money than lawyers, type of thing. So that's why also our podcast is also important when we try to show the different careers, especially you guys are young. There's probably an 18-year-old there who probably want to do the same thing like you, but he's not exposed to people who are doing it and people who are making a living out of it. So it's a very tricky thing. That's why I had to ask you, is it only when you bring an income to the family that you are taken now seriously?
It depends on the family, but mainly yes. But look, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against people who study the mainstream
obviously
films.
no,
because not everyone's meant to be in like the creative industry. But I mean, you wouldn't know if you belong in the creative industry if you don't give it a try.
To it,
As I was saying, it goes back again of how are we gonna limit the risk, and also goes back to what Ajab was saying, which is basically your culture also plays an important role.
That is true.
You come from background of hardship or whatever, then it's more likely that you're going to be forced to go into school or whatever, because that looks like a less riskier way of something out of your life.
That is true.
Family, once again, when it comes to that side, money.
Because I mean, a lot of parents and families work very hard to afford to put their children in school. Obviously, they wanted the child to succeed, and now they come and say, "Oh, mommy, I want to do YouTube." They're like, "What? I worked so hard to pay for your school because I want to do YouTube."
That is. I don't mean to go off topic, and I know I'm not the host, so sorry. Like, I just want to understand something. Like, what area did you guys come from? Like, what area did you guys grow up? Yeah.
So my dad's butcher was in Boekap. We live in Random. It's the same house that I'm from a child. But my dad's butcher was in Boekap. So I basically, when I was small, I used to go almost every day. And so I basically grew up there, you could say.
Okay, I grew up in Zikuflei, which is like Grassy Park area, which is basically the streets. So I grew up on the streets playing soccer. I grew up playing soccer in the road and playing hide and seek, whatever.
Going back to now, you're doing your video shoots, right? And now everyone knows Moody Visuals and whatnot, right? How did that affect you with the friends and the people around you?
Hey, you want to go deep already?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that hide their intentions with their smile on their face.
Yeah.
It's true.
They will speak to you and congratulate you on things and stuff, but deep down they actually just want something from you. Like they'll message you and be like, "Oh, are you doing whatever?" And then after this, I'm like, "Oh, Sam, when you gonna do a photo shoot on me, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, so this is what you actually messaged me for."
It's a crazy thing to now because they're all gonna see it.
That is true.
That's why, like now,
Thinking twice before they do it.
yeah, nowadays I keep my circle small, but not to the point where I cut people off in the sense. Yeah, I'm still friends with everyone, but like when it comes to important things, like I know who I can rely on and who's actually gonna be there for me and who I'm willing to be there for as well. So it has changed a bit, but that's just because I'm protecting myself. Not that I'm like pushing anyone away, think I'm better than anyone. It's more just like protecting myself and protecting my craft from like the people who use and abuse and things. But yeah.
I mean, did you experience any change with people around you?
I relate so much to that. I relate, yeah. Like same, I also like, I didn't cut anybody off. Like I just distanced myself from like people because the same thing. Like when you're gonna get a photo shoot, when you're gonna when we're gonna go out and take photos, I was like, I'm probably not gonna enjoy myself. I'm just gonna be taking photos the whole time, and then so that's why I relate to that so much.
And how about the friends though that you had? Like did they, it's almost like you like now you're known and stuff. Did they start acting different?
You know what's funny? The people that were actually my friends, they were fine and they like didn't switch up that much.
Yeah.
But it's the people that I was mutually friends with that came to me and were like using me, and I was like, this doesn't even make sense. Like I'm not even like close with you as if my normal friends, and they're not asking for anything, but now you come out TV and ask for something.
Yeah.
So it's funny to actually think about it, but now all the friends that I have are all people that I know I can rely on, and then they can rely on me, and we all just try and help each other because at the end of the day, we all want to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
And he might have something that I need, or I might have something that he needs. And obviously by helping each other, we're all going to go to the top together.
Yeah.
That is true.
And how did all of this now, the photography and the videography, affect your social life?
Sure. It affected it a lot, to be honest. Because if I'm not out shooting, then I'm at home editing. And if it's not that, then I'm either getting rest or I'm at campus or studying. So the amount of time that I spend like actually out with my friends, it's not that much, but it's nice because we shoot together and we're friends. So it's basically like we're going out.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, sometimes like I just want to like sit in bed because every time sometimes my friends like, "You want to go to Sea Point?" And I'm like, "Wait, let me ask my mommy." Nah, mommy said no. And then because like I just want to rest.
Yeah.
Because shooting to like almost 24/7 is
It's not easy.
hectic. It's hectic.
So what's the hardest part on my point of view? Like, is it the editing or the shooting?
Nah, shooting.
I think you all three probably have.
I think mine is the shooting.
And you?
Mine's the editing.
I enjoy the editing part.
Really?
Because I feel like you can unlock so much potential. You're sitting in front of a screen, just your phone's off, and you have so many ideas running through your head, and you can do so much. But when shooting, you see, I don't mind shooting, I enjoy shooting, but I feel like it's definitely the harder part because you're in the sun all day, your gear is heavy, you're a one-man team, you must direct everything and shoot it. It becomes a bit tiring, and when you get home, then you just crash. And you wake up the next day, then you're like, okay, I need to edit now. And then you get excited because I enjoy the editing part. Like a music video will probably take me about 3 hours to edit a music video.
So all you rappers out there, it doesn't take long with your work.
Yeah, obviously, it depends on like if they need more visual effects or something. But roughly the time to get the main video done, like before the effects and the grade and stuff, will probably like 2-3 hours.
And I think that's the thing most people don't see is actually the work that goes into the editing itself.
Yeah, definitely. The reason why I can take 2-3 hours is because I spent years learning how to not edit over days and weeks. Because when I first started, I take weeks to edit and then days to edit, and then now it's hours. So a lot of people don't see that. Obviously, as time goes by, you progress, and then people get caught up like, it takes you 2-3 hours, but it takes me a week.
Yes.
Like, but the more you spend time, the more you learn. You become. It becomes second nature to edit, and you don't have to think about it.
And also another thing I noticed is that you also mentioned the thing of having your to-do list before you do your shots. How's that planned out for you?
So recently, I've been making mental notes because I don't like going on set with like a page and then having to actually wait. Let me just look here quickly and let me just look here. And then it slows down the process, and it throws your creative flow completely off, and it takes you out the flow state because now you were shooting and now you're sitting and waiting. Okay, what must I do next? What must I do next? And then by the time you get back, you're not in that same flow state. So I like to make mental notes, and then sometimes I make notes on my phone in case I forget something. But majority of the time I remember everything that I want to do, and then obviously you shoot to edit. So when you get home, it just runs smoothly.
Yeah, and I also see that you had the opportunity to travel for your shoots as well, which outside South Africa as well, right?
Yeah, outside South Africa.
And what jobs have you done outside?
I went to Malaysia with a rugby team. I think it was 2018, and then I basically just made a recap video of the entire
South African rugby team.
Yeah, so it was the Islamia school rugby team that they normally go overseas to Malaysia to play rugby. And then I went overseas and made a recap video. It's on my YouTube at the moment. And then I made also like a small video of the rugby scene for them. And it was fun because it was friends, and the teachers that went with were like friends of ours, because at school we'd go chill by them, we'd go talk to them and stuff. So it was quite a nice trip and a nice experience, the first time traveling without my parents. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I learned a lot on the trip.
Any difficulties that you faced outside regarding the shoots?
Food money.
So it was catering, so they didn't cater for the food?
No, they catered for the, like if you had an event that catered for the food, but obviously majority of the days you're just exploring and you're on your own.
Yeah.
And then obviously the food money comes in. I'm hungry. There's no mommy or daddy there to pay for the food.
I mean, I know in your terms, I've seen your pictures, which are quite something else. And I think Muhammad sent them to me. But what are like some of the things that you have to go through before you take those pictures?
I go on Pinterest and I'm like, look for ideas, inspiration, anything. Like I know a lot of people do this, but like I hate to copy other people's work.
Yeah.
Because if you copy someone else's work, they're gonna be like, oh, he's copying this person's work, and the other person's gonna be remembered. You want yourself to be remembered for what you do.
That is true.
And stuff. So I mainly look at something and put like my own twist on it. And like on the day I don't have like, how can I say, like a mental note of what I want to do. I like mainly like 1 or 2 like shots I want to get, but the rest is all like in the motion.
Yeah.
Whatever stand there.
I can't remember, it was from your pic, the one of the sneaker in flames.
Yeah, it was
that
one?
one?
Yeah.
How did that go about?
That was actually the day I met.
Yeah, that was the day we met. Yeah.
Moody. So, the guy who does the custom Suipi customs, he had a competition with photographers. Whoever had the best like photos won a free pair of customs and stuff. So I was already friends with Suipi. So I told him,
Who's that?
Soil is the one who does the customs.
Oh, the customs. Okay.
So I was like, let's go on a shoot. And then he was like, yeah, let's light the Air Force on fire. I was like, how do we go from a shoot to lighting an Air Force on fire? So we just, it was actually here in town that we did it.
Yeah.
It was by,
This man's memory is kicking.
Yeah, just look through the window. It's like, where's it?
you know, we shelf life.
Yeah.
Shelf life in that road there. And then we just lit the shoe on fire and went crazy with it. And
So wasn't there like anything like, if we get the shoot wrong, then there goes a shoe?
No, it was actually,
He only had one foot of the
one
pair,
foot
and it was a size 11, so no one could fit into that. So it's like, burn
and it
it.
was really like creased, and it's
Yeah.
like, might as well burn it.
It was one.
So
for
yeah,
the,
so now the interesting thing is like, now in the photography sense, right? Just with some knowledge I have is, how did you know beforehand on the settings you're going to use?
What do you mean
So
before?
in terms of the shutter and
what?
all these things, on how
Yeah.
you're gonna take it.
Oh, that it depends on like the weather, lighting, and
Yeah.
everything. But it's become second nature just to like change your settings automatically depending on the weather.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking now in terms of, okay, so the shoe's gonna be on flame, of course. You haven't set it on flame.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The moment it's on flame, then
Yeah.
the settings
set it
will be
up,
on
And that
flame.
just goes
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It just
so
goes
you
up.
can't just be lighting it up and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now I'm gonna see. I'm gonna take some tape.
They shot.
Take shot to see how it's
Yeah.
how it's gonna work. And another thing I'm interested to hearing is, have you ever had jobs where you had to decline just because you thought maybe the project was a bit too hard for you or something?
I actually had to decline a job which was in Atlantis, sand dunes. I was like, I'm not gonna let, and I didn't have my license at the time, so I was like, I'm not gonna let my mother drive this far just to drop me for a shoot, which not much of a pay. So I was like, look, your petrol money is gonna be this much, and they were like, okay, nah.
So in terms of your photography side is, how do you then go about determining how much you're gonna charge them for a picture?
I don't charge per picture. I charge like per hour, which my
okay.
base rate is like 400. 400 per hour. And then that's like excluding traveling costs, depending on where the shoot is and stuff. And also depending on what they want. Like say if you want like an album art cover, it'll obviously be like more because of the editing time. So that's basically.
And is your work just limited to taking the photography and stuff like that, or is well in terms of art, design, the graphics?
I can do whatever you need.
The jack of all trades.
I can.
So how do you guys then manage to incorporate each other's work together? Have you had a project where you've used each other to complete the project?
So we recently, for the first time, actually, it's been a goal of mine to actually build a team. So when I go on set, then I have like a BTS photographer, BTS videographer, and obviously as the time goes by, the team will grow. So we shot a music video, when is it, 2 weeks ago?
On a Saturday.
Was it this Saturday?
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday past. Sorry. We shot a music video for Amy Jones. I'm not sure if you know of her. But this is the first time we had a BTS videographer on board, which is also one of our friends.
Our friends, yeah.
And so he shot the video, and it's crazy because this is finally like, it's a vision that I've had to like have a full team and like to do the photos, the video and the BTS video. Yeah.
Because that's always something that's lacking.
Yeah.
Right? So usually the one showing.
Yeah, exactly. So now for the BTS video, he sent me all the pictures, and then I'm going to obviously add the pictures in there because it's BTS photos that will go in the video and everything. And like with regards to music video, sometimes pictures like these will be incorporated, or I'll tell him, okay, send me this, I want to do a 3D animation or something. And we work back and forth like that.
So I just want to know, like, the artist and musician or people you work with, right? You probably work with superstars in their own rights and people who are upcoming. So how do you find the balance, and what are the most difficult things you find when you're working with the superstars and the upcoming, and what are the good things that you find, the pro and cons?
Okay, I'll start with the difficult parts. I'll start with the upcomers.
Okay.
The good thing is they have a lot of potential, and I like trying to promote others and help others come up. So obviously if someone is up and coming and I really like their music, then obviously I'll give them a discount on the price because I want to help them come up because they have potential.
Yes.
And then the downside of that is a lot of these upcoming artists don't have that much budget to put in the video. Obviously if we need a certain location or we need certain props they're not going to have budget for that. And they come unexperienced, so what on set, and they'll be like, okay, where do I stand? How do I stand? What do I do? Do I perform to camera? Do I look away? Do I do what to do with my hands? What to do with my legs? Like that's the downside of shooting with up and coming artists. But I mean, it's fun because as you helping them, they're learning, and then when the next project comes, then they're like, oh wait, I already know what to do, and I'm like, oh okay, that's good. You make your life much easier, and then you can see the progress, and you can see how this artist is slowly becoming into the artist that he should be, and the artist that he should be known for. So it's nice to see the growth like that. And then working with like the superstars, I feel like the good part about that is a lot of them come with their own vision. So in the sense that they come to be like, okay, we have the song, create a storyboard for us, tell us what your ideas you have, and then I pitch it to them like, say, okay, we like this, can we do this and this and this because we want to promote X, Y, and Z as well in the video. And it's nice because then we're all on the same page, we all have the same vision. It's not like I'm creating videos and then they like, oh no, we don't like this idea or whatever. Like it's nice because we're all on the same page, we all know what we want to do and where we want to go with it. And downside, I think the downside is a lot of preparation. Because there's a lot, when you're working with a big artist like that, they must see the preparation, they must see the shooting, they must see the editing, they must see everything that they're paying for and everything that's, you must show them why they're getting you. So why they're choosing you out of the 100 other videographers out there, what makes you special and what makes you different. So I feel like